Fear. Fear is something that holds people back, not only in QLA, but in life. And yesterday I was listening to a clip by Dan Peña, and yes, even after knowing him since 1993, 27 plus years, I still listen to and pick up things from Dan when I listen to him. So I want to talk about fear a little bit because it is so critical to overcome fear for your success in QLA and life in general, certainly. Okay, so what are you afraid of? Well, I'm afraid that maybe this person I'm going to contact on LinkedIn isn't going to want to do anything with me. Maybe the accounting and law firms that I'm reaching will say no, they don't want to represent us. And how about the business owners that might say no to us? So let's think about that a little differently. One, there's 575 plus million people on LinkedIn. So I bet you can find somebody in those 575 million. So that's number one. Number two, at least during the coronavirus days, law firms and accounting firms are laying off tons of people. They are hungry for business. So if you can wrap your head around they need business like our business, you will approach it in a different way and probably drive a stake through the heart of fear. And then lastly, business valuations are down, so it is a buyer's market when it comes to buying businesses. But if you can take a look at fear and replace the thought in your head that's making you afraid with a positive thought, the two thoughts really cannot exist at the same time. I was once told by a psychologist about taking notes that you think when you're taking notes and listening to a speaker that you're listening to the speaker. But no, you are cycling fast enough back and forth that you catch most of it, but you don't catch all of it. And when you're writing, you're not listening and vice versa. So that's really important to remember, and to remember that when you get those feelings of fear, if you can replace them with the positive outcome that you are expecting, you can pretty well control fear and hopefully in time eliminate fear. So you know what to do, hopefully, with QLA. If you don't, there's information on Dan's site that's free. There's information on my site that's free. So you can go ahead and grab that. If you're serious about really wanting to dive into QLA, Dan will, at some point, be doing Castle seminars, and you can end up getting the boot camp recordings, which is brucewhipple.com/deep dive bootcamp recordings, and that is the best work I've done, about 12 hours of videos, templates, et cetera, et cetera. So there's plenty of ways to learn it. But I would encourage you to first listen to this first clip of Dan talking about fear, and then listen to this second clip that I'm going to include here, which is back from 1994, as I say. And fear is replaced by passion and faith, and if you can do that, you can indeed drive a stake through the heart of it. So enjoy these two clips, and again, I would encourage you to take action. The time is so right for QLA now.
That was your norm. Your norm's never going to be the same. You may choose not to use all the tools and the processes and all the things I talked about, but you can't ever say, I don't know how to do it. You may choose not to do it because it's emotionally so distressful. That I can understand it. But then guess what? All the free time you've got now, I don't have to beat myself up about being getting wealthy or making money or being an affiliate on some fucking moron's affiliate program. I can just go on with my life. Instead of reading all those fucking bullshit books and all that shit. Just think. Just think. This is one of my favorite questions of the university students. Just think, kids, as I'm looking up at them, if you weren't afraid of anything. Nothing. Getting a bad grade. Your parents not liking who you go out with. You want to drop out of school, but you're afraid to because your dad will beat you. Just think if you weren't afraid of anything on the planet. Nothing. Where would you be? And I ask you the same thing. Steve Jobs was afraid of nothing. Warren Buffett is afraid of nothing. Bill Gates is afraid of nothing. Henry Ford was afraid of nothing. I'm afraid of nothing. And yet those names, and I could name thousands of them like them, continue to succeed, continue to change the world. And the rest of the world, the 99.9% of the world, is afraid to take a shit.
The objective, to replace fear with passion. That should be your objective moving forward. And as my good partner Bruce Whipple would say, I'm increasing my risk and stretching my comfort zone on a daily basis. Risk doesn't scare me anymore. I have replaced fear with faith. I find the two emotions can't exist at the same time. And I agree, and I couldn't agree more. And for those of you, a couple of you have met Bruce, Bruce is my, for the lack of a better term, clean-up hatchet man. He goes into business ventures that for whatever reason go wrong, and they always go wrong, and he fixes them. And that's what he does, and that's what he does very well. He looks at a problem, like if during the bombing of London during the war, he'd look at this, he'd be climbing over the debris with Churchill and say, God, what a great opportunity for an engineer here. Geez, I can't believe, look at all the stuff we got to rebuild. I just look at all the damn rubble and God, what with all the headaches. To him, the glass is always half full and not half empty. And by the way, if you're ever in business with me and you see Whipple walk in the door, it's because you're walking out the door. Just remember that. It's because you're exiting. Because he doesn't come along to pass you on the bum and say, what a good job you're doing. He's there to cut your heat off.
Okay, so if you have any questions or comments or ideas for future episodes, please email bruce@brucewhipple.com. And if you're not already on our mailing list, head over to brucewhipple.com and sign up and grab any of the free reports. That'll put you on the mailing list. There is a lot of free information you can use to acquire already profitable businesses. This is Bruce Whipple. Thanks for listening to the Business Acquisition Podcast. And remember, you miss 100% of the opportunities you fail to take. And procrastination truly is the thief of time. So do something today, please. Your future self will be proud of you.